Admiral Greenbull. Now, when it comes to the Admirals, they're one of the most hyped up groups in One Piece. It's like the Admirals and the Yonkos, they're the top tier, and a lot of people see these groups as their favorites. A lot of people have favorite characters amongst these groups. And we had the pre-time skip Admirals, which was Aokiji, who was first introduced, then Kizaru, and finally Akainu. And these guys were all Logia ability users, and they were very impressive. And in Marine 4 showcased that. It was pretty cool seeing these guys' ability going at it. See Aokiji freezing a tsunami, Akainu taking half of Whitebeard's face off. The Admirals have showed they're hyped up, but they actually have gained respect by a lot of people because they're actually deserving of that hype. But ever since the time skip, all of that changed. And I'm not trying to go Avatar, like ever since the Fire Nation attack. No, we're not doing any memes or anything like that. But I do want to say this: Akainu versus Aokiji. We know that most of the people wanted Akainu to be the fleet admiral, and Sengoku, after he wanted to step down, he kind of recommended Aokiji for being this fleet admiral. So these two were adamantly had to fight about it. And the reason why they're actually fighting about it is because Aokiji, once he heard Akainu had a chance to be fleet admiral, he spoke up randomly. And Aokiji really is a cool laid back dude, but like he knows Akainu's true personality. We seen in the flashback in Ohara when Akainu took out that marine, that innocent civilian ship. He is a cutthroat dude, and Aokiji was so pissed. So these two characters, Aokiji was very angry, and he knew that he had to fight for that position. 10 days they went to battle, and Akainu came out on top. It was done on Punk Hazard. A lot of people theorized that Awakening was a part of it. That's just a theory, though I do think it would make sense if Awakening was a part of it, because we saw the environment of Punk Hazard actually change from that battle. We saw one side of it was like really hot, volcanic, and the other side was very cold, freezing, cold, snowing. Yeah, definitely crazy stuff. And two new admirals were introduced, and the first admiral I have to talk about is Fujitora. Fujitora was very surprisingly showcased in Dressrosa, a very early arc in the New World, and a lot of people were shocked. And you kind of see, it kind of goes by the whole, we saw in the pre-time skip, like I said, it was Aokiji first introduced, then Kizaru, then Akainu. Over here we have Fujitora, who a lot of people say that he follows the same justice as Aokiji, and it's kind of cool. He's kind of the replacement for Aokiji, the guy who pretty much showed out in Dressrosa going against Sabo. It was kind of crazy seeing his gravity powers, dropping meteors like it's nothing. He's just having his ship come down on people. Like, it's crazy. He was chilling Dressrosa. He really didn't go all out, but still, just the way he showcased his power, gravity blade. You gotta respect Fujitora as a new admiral. He is deserving at that position. Come on, man. Like, it's greatness. Fujitora is greatness. But the admiral that everyone is now dying to see is Greenbull, and honestly, he deserves that hype. Like Doflamingo said himself that Fujitora and Greenbull are monsters, and we saw what Fujitora was able to do, so that just even further proves that Greenbull is definitely going to be a monster with new crazy abilities we probably have never seen before. So I'm definitely very excited. I think once we go into the New World, once we get deeper into the New World when it comes to story progression, we're gonna see that dude. And a lot of people gotta understand, Greenbull, he seemingly has the locks, he has a long hair. From what we saw in chapter 801, the episode of the Throne Wars with Doflamingo's speech, we saw that Greenbull, we saw kind of the back of his head, his hair was kind of long. So I'm definitely excited to see this character, and he's gonna be hype. Now, I know a lot of you people are gonna be in the comment section saying, yo Mac, why are you calling Greenbull a guy? It hasn't been confirmed. His gender hasn't been confirmed. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I recently found out after doing some research that it was actually confirmed that his gender is a male, because when asked about Greenbull, Oda said that his design was already created. He didn't say its design or Greenbull's design was already created. He actually said it was a male right away. He said it was his design is already made, Greenbull's design. Plus, a lot of people are telling me like Greenbull, a bull is a male version of a cow. So like there was a lot of hints that he was a male, and a lot of people had hopes that it was a woman, but no, it is not a woman. Greenbull is a man, and it has been confirmed. I thought I just dropped this if a lot of people are still on the theory of Greenbull being a woman, but yeah, it's crazy, very crazy stuff, His design is already created, so Greenbull is slowly, I feel like it's gonna happen soon. Now I gotta talk about the most craziest thing I've seen in the community. Yes, this is very crazy, and that is people telling me that Momonga is the new admiral. He is the new Greenbull, and I think a lot of people thought this after seeing the opening where you see the admiral slowly walking. I'm showing you guys the opening right now, and like you see Momonga with the admirals. Like I don't personally gotta tell you guys, like Momonga is a very hyped up vice admiral. He's very cool. He just shows some impressive stuff, and he's He's like one of the major vice admirals we saw in Marineford. But let's be honest here, yo. I don't think these guys have already been confirmed that they're a part of the military draft. So they're random dudes that came a part of the Marines. It's not people who were like vice admirals who got promoted to admirals. It's just people that we didn't really know, and they actually became drafted into the Marines and then was gifted the admiral position just from their raw strength and their power. And if he was very powerful enough to be an admiral and then was given a dove fruit just like Fujitora, Greenbull's gonna even be more hyped than we actually think. Crazy stuff. Now, the reason why I actually believe that Greenbull is gonna be evil and not good, well, I can't really say good, but I don't think he's gonna be like characters like Aokiji, who's more of a good justice, and then you have Kizaru, who's kind of a neutral. The reason why I think Greenbull's gonna be evil is because we saw the kind of the trend pre-time skip. We had Aokiji, the good guy, Kizaru, the neutral guy, and Akainu, the villainous guy when it comes to the admirals. And post time skip, we have Aokiji replaced. The good guy was replaced with another good guy, Fujitora, who I personally say that Fujitora is a good guy when it comes to his justice. And we have Kizaru the same. He's still neutral. The neutral hasn't changed, but the evil Akainu has moved his way up to the fleet admiral. So we need an admiral to replace that. And I personally feel like Greenbull being a villainous per character, being someone who does evil acts, will be crazy. And I think it makes sense. A spooky character, yo. Hype. Now, if you guys did not know, the Reverie arc, yes, the big Reverie arc will begin at the end of 2017, like near the end of 2017, because we know that Whole Cake Island is going to finish, and then it's going to have Reverie and then Wano. So that's going to be in the manga. I'm not going to spoil anything because anime onlys will get angry. I respect the anime onlys, or shout out to anime onlys, because I used them. LegendMac used to be an anime only, so that's why I always respect the anime onlys, yo, because they haven't seen the manga yet. And if they do want to see the manga, someone in the comment section, please explain how they can transition into the manga, which I would say personally, me going from anime only to the manga was very great. I loved it. Now, I want to say this. I think the Reverie, Greenbull might be introduced there, his first ever appearance, because let's be honest here, when it comes to the Reverie, it's a lot of top characters. It's in the Holy Land, Mary Jawa, and a lot of crazy stuff is going to happen. And a lot of people are theorizing that Monkey D. Dragon might actually invade with his revolutionaries. And if he does invade, they're going to need some muscle to protect everyone. The Celestial Dragons are also on Mary Jawa. So I definitely see a Greenbull being there. And if we see a Greenbull versus Dragon matchup, a battle showcasing Greenbull's first abilities, and like they battle for a little bit, but they're not really trying, I would love that as a fan. Please, Ichiro Oda, the man who created One Piece, if you do that, that would be cool. Now, if he is not introduced in the actual Reverie arc, a lot of people are telling me that the Wano arc, it has to be the Wano arc where Greenbull is introduced. Now, I'm not too sure if it's gonna happen or not, but they say that Greenbull might be in the Wano arc as a representative for the Marines. He might be the first Marines to actually enter Wano, as we know Wano is kind of isolated from the world government, and he might go at it with the leader Shogun of Wano, or Kaido, the Yonko. And some people even said Zoro might even go at it with the Greenbull. I don't know why they say that. Maybe it's because of the green in his name, and then Zoro has green hair. I'm not too sure with these theories and speculations. But right now, I'm not 100% that if he might be in the Wano arc, but it would be kind of crazy if Greenbull's in the Wano arc, and then we have the Yonkos, and then we have the Worst Generations. It'll be very, very crazy and chaotic. Now, when it comes to his ability, people are probably asking me, what do I think Greenbull's ability is? And I personally feel like it would be cool if Greenbull's ability was a Zoan. We've seen a Paramecia Admiral, which was Fujitora. We've seen a lot of Logis, Aokiji, Kizaru, Akainu, but seeing a badass Zoan move his way up to the actual Admiral position, and Greenbull being a crazy mythical Zoan, to add that to the fact of mythical Zoan, I would love that. Now, people are saying it has his fruit abilities and have to do with Mother's Nature or something crazy when it comes to like plants or something like that. That would be cool, but I definitely feel like a mythical Zoan. I want Greenbull to actually have a mythical Zoan. Now, something that I don't see a lot of people actually say is they don't believe that Luffy is going to fight Greenbull, and I think that Luffy fighting Greenbull might actually make sense. And the reason why I say this is because after the Wano arc, or whenever Kaido is taken out, the Yonko is taken out, and I don't think Luffy by himself is going to take out Kaido. I think he's going to get some help. Luffy is still not going to be at the level of a Yonko. I personally feel like he's not going to be at the the Yonko level still. He's gonna have made improvements, but not at that level yet. And it'll be cool to see Luffy take out an Admiral 1v1. Imagine Luffy versus Greenbull on an arc like Elbaf, and some crazy storyline happens there, and like Greenbull comes in, he does something to the Giants, and then out of nowhere Luffy comes in and crazy stuff happens. We know Elbaf has been more hyped up in the manga. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but yeah, I feel like Greenbull versus Luffy on Elbaf, that would be such a crazy arc. It'll be kind of not like, a lot of people won't see that happening. It'll be cool. And now another thing that people don't really mention is Fishman Island has been foreshadowed by Madame Shirley, the lady who predicted Whitebeard's death in the Marineford War, and so much crazy stuff. And she predicted that Luffy will destroy Fishman Island. Now, the Caribou knows about the ancient weapon Poseidon, Shirahoshi, and if Caribou tells Kaido about Shirahoshi, he might go to Fishman Island. Now, we also know that Shirahoshi is going to go to the Marijoa Holy Meeting Reverie. If Greenbull's at the Reverie and he finds out that Shirahoshi is the Poseidon by accident, he might run to Fishman Island for his own personal gain. You know, Greenbull's only been an admiral for like 1 year, 2 years, so he might say F the government and do his own thing, and that'll be crazy seeing an admiral do that. Or we might have which I really want. I really want to see this, a triple threat match like WWE style. We see Luffy, maybe Kaido, maybe Greenbull, all just battling out on Fishman Island. The battle of the fittest, who's the strongest survives, and the last two fight, and that destroys Fishman Island. That would be so cool, so epic. The abilities, the haki, the awakening, I would love to see that, and Luffy being the character to actually destroy Fishman Island with some sort of crazy attack. Man, oh man, oh man, give me that lasagna, please, please. Now, something that a lot of people have been agreeing in the One Piece community, we've seen this many times, a lot of people, majority actually believe that's going to happen. End of story, when the Straw Hats have become so powerful, Pirate King level, we see that Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji might go and fight the Admirals, maybe after the One Piece is found, who knows. But if they fight the Admirals, people say that Luffy will fight Akainu, Zoro will fight Fujitora, and Sanji will fight Kizaru. But that leaves another Admiral, the one that this whole video is about, left, Greenbull. And personally, I think that it would be kind of cool if a character makes his way up to the Monster Trio, making it a Monster 4. Usopp versus Greenbull would be so crazy. Like, think about it, yo. Greenbull, if he's a mythical zone of some sort, an animal, and Greenbull's a sniper, Usopp's a sniper, sniping Greenbull, that would be so crazy. It would be epic. We could see some comedy in there. And honestly, I think that Usopp versus Greenbull would make sense, because if we look at Shanks' crew, Yasopp is one of the top characters personally in Shanks' crew. It's like Shanks, Ben Beckman, Yasopp, and Lucky Roo. So I personally feel like Usopp must surpass his father Yasopp. And if Usopp surpasses his father Yasopp, a top Yonko commander, Usopp will have to get to the level of a top Yonko commander. And we know top Yonko commanders are able to fight admirals, but Usopp being on the Pirate King crew, he'll be a top Pirate King crew commander. And I think he will be powerful enough to actually go against an admiral and maybe even win. So people don't really believe in Usopp being at that level and the story, but I personally believe in that man Usopp, yo. He can do it, yo. He's the one of the 4 characters on the Straw Hat Pirates to have haki, yo. Remember that Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and now Usopp in the Dressrosa arc gained haki. So you gotta respect that. That'll be a crazy battle if Greenbull actually fights Usopp in some maniacal crazy battle. We know a lot of people have connected Usopp in leading the Giants in the final war. Yo, Elbaf, Greenbull, Usopp, yo, I think it'll be magical, crazy stuff. But tell me your thoughts on the Admiral Greenbull. I know I rambled on this video, just went on crazy different topics, but I want to hear what you guys believe. What do you think of a Greenbull? Who will he fight? When will he be introduced? And when will he show that ability? And Admiral always brings the hype. Like and share if you enjoyed. Like and share only if you enjoyed. And subscribe for more One Piece content. I'm the Legend Mac, and I'm gone.